our passes out for the Smokies. Lots of trouble, especially with our New Zealand credit cards. Don't work on local systems very well, so it's a bit of a pain in the butt. But anyway, she'll get through it. Hi, Bridge.
Hi. Breakfast time.
And coffee.
I just removed the sausage from that burrito. Oh, look, the dragon. Lisa and Brendan, Hodgies, Queenstown. 318 curves and 11 miles. We've done that on our motorbikes.
There's only one thing we forgot to do.
What have I forgotten to do this morning, Charge?
You know, you're the organiser, the maestro. Sorry. Is there a shuttle?
Oh, I'll ask the lady about the shuttle. So far this morning, by being frankly greasy, I've organised postage and I've got permits. So greasy shuttle next. Good morning, Charge.
Hi, Flash.
So we're in the restaurant and we've been powering through jobs in the last few hours, haven't we?
Well, it started actually last night. Had a beautiful shower after our 3 days in the woods and a long day yesterday, and you got all the laundry done. I washed the tent and all the water bottles, so we've had a massive clean up, so all our gear's fresh and shiny, and we're ready to keep on going today. Won't be doing a big day today, but we'll get back on trail, and it's all uphill. It's going to be uphill, turn a corner, uphill, turn another corner, uphill. Did I tell you how many uphills? It's all uphill. Yeah. But we're entering the Smokies today, and that's going to be awesome. So
Fontana's been just a little bit more logistically challenging than we had expected.
Yeah, the actual village itself is 1.5 miles away from the trailhead. And it's on quite a busy road, so we lucked out yesterday with a very kind gentleman who threw us in the back of his ute. Called Trevor. Trevor.
From the park service.
So thanks, Trevor. You're a godsend after our 20.5 mile day yesterday. And so that was really, really, really good. So we just got to get ourselves back to the trailhead and away we go. So we're just actually going to wing it for the next few days. There's quite a few shelters at different distances, and we'll just see how we're feeling and cruise through. Might take time out to smell the flowers.
Yeah, we've been going hard out for the last week.
It's been good though. Body's
really
holding
good.
together.
Okay, time for that breakfast burrito. And that's a wrap for the Fontana Village Resort. It did the job. Wasn't the easiest place to get to, but we got here, and now we're going to head outside and catch the 9 AM shuttle back to where we got to yesterday, so we can pick up the Appalachian Trail. .20 and we're back on trail. A very nice man who drives the shuttle picked us up and dropped us back at the marina where we finished yesterday, and we're back on trail. Exciting things this morning. We get to walk over the Fontana Dam, which I can't wait to do that, and then we are climbing into the Smoky Mountains. So, been waiting for this day for a long time. It's good to be here. So this is a special shelter, really. It's the shelter at Fontana. We're just going to a little diversion over here, but they call it the Fontana Hilton because it's such a smart shelter. It's nice and tidy. It's got a place where you can put your rubbish. It's got a tap with running water. We'll just have a little peek in here. Very nice. There might be someone in there, so it's a lovely, tidy shelter. And then they've also got a picnic table. They've got a tap, so they've got running water, and they've also provided for the hikers trash and a place to power your devices. So the Fontana Hilton, which is a shelter, delivers. It really does deliver.
Here's Bridgie taking a layer off outside the Fontana Hilton. Wow, this is a pretty flash shelter. Hey Flash, it's a flash shelter.
Very pretty part of the world, and those gorgeous stacked Smoky Mountains in the distance. Oh, let's go.
Where are you, Bridgie?
I'm standing on Fontana Dam.
Cool.
All that waiting on the computer this morning brings us to this moment where Joe, aka Charge, gets to post our AT through hiker deposit permits here. Well, half of the permit. The other half we post at the end of the Smokies. What else are you trying to stick in there, Charge?
Oh, a few bills.
Just the permits? No money required.
Top. Oops. Oh, she's full.
That'll be from the weekend.
I hope so.
Smoky Mountains. just stopped for a bit of lunch. We've been walking for 3.5 hours. We've done just coming up for 8 miles. Lunch today is peanut butter pretzels. We had a big dinner last night and a really big breakfast this morning, so even though we've been walking for a number of hours, I'm still not hungry. The weather's perfect for hiking in the Smokies today. It's kind of cool under the trees, dappled sunlight, perfect temperature, just lovely. We're thinking that we're going to go another, how much further, Charge?
Definitely 8.5 miles.
Yep, definitely 8.5.
To Russellfield Shelter, though we're feeling good. We might go to Spencefield Shelter, which is 11.4 miles, so we'll see what...
What's famous about that shelter?
Apparently it's the best privy on the trail.
So what Charge is saying is that he may be prepared to walk 11 miles for a really good toilet.
Well,
I can relate to that.
it's meant to have running water and everything.
The toilet gets serviced. Unbelievable. And this is the first shelter in the Smokies. It's called Molly's. And it's, wow, it's made out of stone. And it looks pretty good. There's a bit of a bear advisory there, I'm imagining. And there's a fire. Oh yeah, look, you're first here. You got the pick of the place.
Sweet. Well, they got water too.
Yeah, there's water right here. That's fantastic.
So here's Flash leading again. We have 2 miles to go to the shelter that we'll go to, which will be a 17 mile day. It's lovely. First day in the Smokies.
The beauty of bare cables. That was so much easier. It's 6:30 a.m. and we're on the road out of the shelter. We thought that we would leave the shelter and eat our breakfast a little bit way along the track. There's still people sleeping. We didn't want to wake them up. Nice night at the shelter. No other through hikers there, but there were 2 couples, kind of local, who were lovely, who built a fire. And it was lovely to sit around the campfire. And another gentleman.
Meatballs.
Sorry?
His trail name was Meatballs.
Meatballs, who is out in the woods for a number of weeks before he is deployed or heading abroad for a job. So we sat around and chatted, and it was really lovely. Couple of interesting points. As we walk through the Smokies, we're really walking along very close to the border of North Carolina and Tennessee. So in fact, we slept in Tennessee last night. And the reason that I know we slept in Tennessee last night is, and Charge told me this yesterday, that Tennessee doesn't put privies with its shelters in the Smoky Mountains, or maybe anywhere else, I'm not sure. So we were in a Tennessee shelter with no privy, but 4 miles up the track, Sloth was in a North Carolina shelter with a fine privy. So that's a kind of interesting fun fact. Quite a lot of snoring action last night. Earplugs solved most of that problem. So snoring and rustling is always something that you contend with when you are sleeping in a shelter. And the thing with the Smoky Mountains, one of the rules you have to abide by is that you must sleep in a shelter. You're really not meant to tent. So we slept in the shelter. But this morning, Charge was mumbling something at me. I was up by my sleeping pad and he was down getting dressed, and I couldn't quite work out what he was talking about. But it turns out the mice were very busy last night. The mice in the Smoky Mountain are thieves, because I'm down 1 sock and I believe Charge is down. How many socks are you down? Here we go. Hear it from the...
I'm down 3 socks and 1 gaiter. Lucky I had a spare pair of socks as my sleep socks. I'm grumpy.
They stole them out of our shoes.
Yeah. If I had a mice gun, I would have shot them.
So there are some mice around that shelter that are going to be living in extremely comfortable nests, cushioned by 1 Injinji sock and some lovely icebreaker merino. Charge will come back to us shortly and report how the day's going to look. One little conundrum that we do have is that we didn't get a new gas canister when we were in Fontana. And unfortunately, after dinner and our cuppa last night, the gas canister gave up the ghost. So we have got a couple more days in the Smokies without a gas canister, which means that we can't heat up water for our dinner. And we haven't got a huge amount of food, but we'll solve that problem. I'm sure we'll sort it out. Anyway, we'll get back to Charge soon. Got to the top of Rocky Top Mountain. It's a bit cloudy, so the mountains are kind of hard to see, but it's still beautiful, and they're still all stacked up, looking kind of dramatic. We're going to stop at Derrick Knob Shelter for a bit of lunch and feed up. Righty-ho, we've had lunch And it's been a bit of a quiet day today. I mean, it's been really pretty. Not many views because it was clouded in, and then now it's just all green and lush. I did speak to some local hikers who said there's a section coming up further through the Smokies and we'll get lots and lots and lots of gorgeous views, so I'm looking forward to that. Charge and I are both pretty tired. We've done over 100 miles this week, so we should be coming up to the 200 mile mark today. It's day 14, and so we've done more than 100 miles this week and a lot of elevation, so we're tired. And Charge's foot's a bit sore today, so we're just trying to think really hard about what our options are in terms of what happens next. Low on food, a bit tired, so we are just contemplating what those options might look like. One option is to walk as far as we can today, so 18 or 22 miles, and then something similar tomorrow, then try and get ourselves into Standing Bear Hostel on Friday night, and that's about a 54-mile walk. That would all be great, except this weekend is Memorial Weekend. And Memorial Weekend means that everything's going to be really booked. Worst case scenario, we could walk all those miles, then walk out to Standing Bear Hostel, resupply because they've got a whole bunch of food there that you can buy, and then just walk out to another hostel. That would be my least favourite option. The other option that's playing around in our heads a little bit is Sloth has got a shuttle from just past Klingman's Dome. Actually a bit further, I forget where, some gap, which is going to take him into Gatlinburg because he has a couple of meetings that he needs to do online on Thursday. So what Charge and I are trying to do is pull a really big one today that could be like a 24-miler, slowly, because everything's slow today. Jump in the shuttle with Sloth, get ourselves accommodation in Gatlinburg on the Thursday night, which is more likely before Memorial Weekend. Spend a day there. Charge can put his foot up. I can just look after some logistics while he's resting. So we've just got things like laundry. We've got a resupply issue because, we're very low on food. And just rest for a day, then come back out to trail on Friday morning and just keep walking towards Hot Springs, clean, laundered, and with food bags full of food. So there's all these thoughts that go on constantly, making plans. All I truly believe and what I know is it always works out. So something's going to work out and it will be fine, but just not sure what that's going to be. The Smokies are just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, and I wish I could see what was past the trees, because the views out there are to die for. But apparently I'll see them in a couple of days. Okay, Charge, we've got a plan.
Yeah, we're going up that big mountain over there, and then we'll get to a shelter in 7 miles, which will make it 22.5 miles for us today. Sloth has been slack, it's only at 19 of them, but mind you, he did the 3 miles last night.
There's nothing slack about Sloth. Okay, so just a bit of weird filming and some strange whooping, because that mountain up there is the highest point on the AT. It's Klingman's Dome is up there, and we're going up and over there this afternoon because the good news and the bad news. The good news is we've got a shuttle, yes, into Gatlinburg. The bad news, well, is that we need to do like our longest day, or maybe our tiredest day, to position ourselves to pick up the shuttle in the morning. It's all part of the big adventure, but we've got a heck of a climb this afternoon, and I'm just hoping that when we get up there the weather will still be lovely, and finally I'll get that view that I've been waiting for all day. Oh boy. Klingman's Dome 4.3. Apparently It's like a 3,000 foot, I don't know, it's a huge elevation increase. So I'll check back in and give you the updates. But honestly, the fact that we've decided late in the afternoon to climb the highest peak on the AT is beyond me. But if it means that we get some food, a shower, and I get to do some laundry tomorrow in Gatlinburg, then that's what we'll do. One step at a time. Well, we're getting higher and higher and spreadier, aren't we, Charge?
1.1 miles to the top of Klingman.
1.1 miles to the top of Klingman's Dome. Okay, we've come up the path and now we're going up the road. Let's have a look at the Klingman Dome Tower. Yeah. We have made it. We could have just gone straight down to the shelter, but you gotta visit the tower.
Bad. Too bad. I just did 10 miles to get here and I still got 2.5 to go. So I'm struggling.
So cool to be doing this. I've seen lots of videos of people doing this. I can't believe that we're here. We're on top of the world. On top of the world. We made it. 200 miles.
It's about 1,085 plus the 9.2 approach trail on the AT.
Today's been a good day.
2,000 to go.
Okay, Mount Collins Shelter, 0.5. We're half a mile from Mount Collins Shelter. Charge and I have been out here for 12.5 hours. And by the time we get to the shelter, we would have done 24 miles. It's been a really big day. Plans changed quickly during the day, but we got a great result. I just need to book a hotel for tomorrow in Gatlinburg. But tomorrow, just over 3 miles uphill out of here, and we've got a shuttle taking us into town for a well-deserved rest. We're shattered. Big props go out to Charge for keeping me and Sloth moving along this afternoon in order to get here before it got dark. It's been a long, hard day with some real high points, but I just want to crawl into my sleeping bag and get some focus on my phone. I'd like to crawl into my sleeping bag and go to sleep.